Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite. Wow, continuing Ryuki's route. We just finished the fashion awards, and oh, I'm sorry, that minimized. No, I know. Okay, I setting up and taking forever before I started recording. Anyway, Mike at the end of his route today. I don't know. I should have recorded this yesterday, but work's been really stressful over the last 2 days. And like yesterday, I was like, you know, I got more recording done on the day I thought the guy was going to come fix my roof. And then I didn't think I was going to record that day. So the next day, when I was like, I only got one thing done. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. Even though I was laying on my couch bored, like, I should be recording. But it just, work was so miserable that even recording was, it's not that it wouldn't have been fun. I was too tired. I was too physically, mentally, and emotionally broken. Today's not much better, but it's a Friday. We got out early, and I have Monday off because of a holiday. Is it Labor Day or some shit? What's the first holiday in September? What? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Don't care. I don't give a crap what day it is. I don't have to go to work. That's all that fucking matters. But I literally spent all goddamn day without a lunch from 8 to 2 today, busting my ass to get shit done. And certain people at work are literally trying to piss me off to the point where I'm like, we are lucky that I work from home because the amount of swear words that I would have screamed out loud in an office building, or if that bitch worked near me, the amount of fists I would have thrown at her face. That's all I'm saying. Also, I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. It's just when I'm already stressed out, don't annoy me even more. My poor bird was trying the whole morning, like sitting there poking at me, fidgeting around, and I was like, oh my God, I need you to just go away. Like, and I feel so bad. I know. I know. I already apologized to you. I know. You kept poking at me because you wanted attention, but I couldn't give you attention this morning while I was working. You always want attention when I'm working. You always like poke at me and like lean forward, like pet me, pet me, pet me. And it's like, you know what it is? I think he does it when he knows I'm the most stressed out. Because he's like, pet me, it'll make you feel better. But it also is just like, oh my God, I'm trying to work. It's like a child. Hey, hey, hey. You're like, I'm busy. Poor bird. Poor bird. I know. You're a good boy. I apologized. And even though we could have started recording 2 hours ago, we needed to eat lunch because we didn't get to eat lunch today. So we ate our lunch at 2 o'clock today. And then we sat there and just snuggled with you for a little while because you deserved it and we needed a little bit of a rest. So we're getting a little bit of a late start today, but it's okay because it's a Friday. There's a thunderstorm outside and we can sit here and pray to Jesus that our roof doesn't leak. So far, so good. But like the thunder and the lightning that was out there was like, oh God. And then it's like severe thunderstorm, chance of hail and like wind that can damage roofs. And I was like, I don't need any more roof damage, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Thunder is loud though. So now we get to sit up here and watch that water spot and see if it all of a sudden, starts to get dark because the water's leaking. Or they won't be there, it'll be somewhere else. Oh my God. Anyway, continuing Ryuki's route, maybe getting our ending today. Let's see what happens. So, we were going back into the thing for some reason. We returned to the fashion show venue and found it empty. It's not like he's going to propose, we're already engaged. Only vacant seats and an unoccupied runway remained. Ryuki gazed at the runway, a joyful smile lighting up his face. Say, Spacey. Hmm? I credited my win to you, Owen and Melanie, but I believe you made the most difference. How? I didn't really do anything. You supported him and loved him. No, I was able to win on this grand stage because of you. Spacey, you changed how I see things. I wouldn't have won facing all those talented designers. Without your influence, I might have made a self-centered design and missed the theme like Golden Apple. Meeting you taught me all about love. So it's all thanks to you, Spacey. He smiled, gently intertwining our fingers. How adorable. Only our pointer fingers were in contact, but the simple touch felt more intimate than a full handhold. You showed me the meaning of true love, Spacey. Ryuki, The runway lights danced in Ryuki's eyes, making them sparkle. I could see myself inside his beautiful eyes. You've been a part of my journey, both past and future. As I grow and evolve, learning new things, like when I had that unexpected pimple, I'm not afraid of the future as long as we're together. In fact, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, me too. Just as we overcame talking about my identity as Cupid, I was confident that we could overcome anything as long as we were at each other's sides. I'm eager for our wedding day. Yeah, I want to hurry and marry you. Me too. Our lips met in a soft, familiar kiss. It was a genuine moment shared between two equals. We broke apart, laughing shyly. Let's head home. Okay. I released my finger, taking my hand as we walked to the exit. But then a familiar figure appeared. Uh, Ryuki! It was Miss Norie. Grandmother. Ryuki twitched as if remembering how he was scolded before. I'm sorry, this is like some PTSD right now. He's like, twitching when his grandmother shows up. When Miss Norie smiled, however, the tension seemed to ease from his body. Your design was impressive. I'm looking forward to the wedding. Miss Norie had riled him by saying that he needed to win to gain her approval about our marriage. But I knew she supported him all along. Seeing his doting grandmother smile, Ryuki beamed. We promise it'll be special. Ryuki continued, saying it would be a great wedding, his face lit with an innocent smile. His genuine happiness, like that of a child in front of their grandmother, he is a child in front of his grandmother, was evident in his reply. I don't know why it's like, because he absolutely is. This must be the first night. Sweet and spicy, darling. Okay, so this is our end, because we just got the different end cards. So this is our... Okay, I scrolled up. Yeah, it's our happy end. Well, I guess the sweet and spicy end, technically. December 31st. Wedding! Ryuki and I lined up our trip to Japan with his birthday so we could officially register our marriage. My last name was finally Keisain. Aww. With my days as Spacey Mirror over, a few months passed as Spacey Keisain. What, we don't get to see the wedding? You're not gonna show the wedding? Are you at least gonna flash back to it? It's like a few months later? Oh. That's really weird. We registered our marriage, and then we had our wedding. Okay. So they just, okay. I think it's just the wording. Because it's like, you kind of like made it official. You actually got married, signed your marriage license, did all that. It's official. And then you just have the ceremony. You're not really having a wedding right now. You are having a wedding ceremony, but you're already married. Okay. All right. I know that that's how they talked about it in the beginning. Well, we'll register our marriage, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't know why my brain was like, wait, what? Anyway, then at last the wedding day arrived. Good. Wow, this place is amazing. We're seriously gonna have our wedding here. Listen, I thought a lot about work today. A lot of other things left my brain. Again, every once in a while, can I remember what game we're playing? Do I remember work stuff? Because I'm not deleting pieces of the man harem, right? We were at the site for rehearsals before changing into the traditional Junihitoe? Come on out, whatever. Toe, it'd be Toe, right? Yeah. The breathtaking view of the shrine along the shore made it hard to concentrate. I can't wait to see the CG we're gonna get. Make sure you don't fall. Ryuki smiled and held my hand. I couldn't take my eyes off the shrine gate standing in the waters. Hey, stop that! If you pull my headset out and I have to re-record this, I'm gonna sell you. I'm not gonna sell you, but I'm gonna threaten you. I'm gonna threaten to sell you. I will absolutely. I'm going to say I'm going to sell you in an angry voice so you believe me, and then in a cute voice, I tell you I'm not going to actually say I would never sell you because you're too cute and I love you, but I'll beat you. You're not going to beat you. I'm not going to beat you. I just threatened to beat the bird. Tell you I got to beat the bird. Beat the bird. I grab your beak. You get bitey, but I rub your beak sometimes. I rub your beakies because I love you. You're such a brat. even burn, trying to chew my headset. But yeah, could you, if you would be a strong beak, you'll end up pulling it out of the plug, and then I'll be talking, and it won't be recording my voice, and I'll have to re-record this part. We don't have time for that shit. We don't have time for this shit. We don't. We really don't. You trying to kill me? You trying to make me, like, just pass out and die? Yeah, because I would. Oh! Waste away to nothing. Yeah, I'm trying to guilt trip you. Of course I am. You just sit there and be cute. Oh, come on, let's go. We should get you changed. Changed? The kimono was a junihito, was what I would be wearing at the wedding. Ryuki had spent time preparing it. I wore the kimono several times at his place for him to check the colors and fit, but today was the first time I'd wear it in full. I wonder which design he chose. Are you nervous? Yeah, a bit, but I'm eager to wear the junihito you made, Ryuki. Junihito, right? God, every time. Clothes brought us so much happiness. Given Ryuki's talent, I was confident he'd create a kimono that would make me happy. I was so eager to put it on. My excitement overshadowed my nerves about wearing wedding attire in my husband's home country. Then the guests started to arrive and the wedding began. I can't wait for the CG. I want to see this. Oh, look at it. Look at both of them. Well, he doesn't have green in his hair. He almost doesn't even look like himself. Like, she doesn't even look like herself. She looks like a 40-year-old fucking geisha or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, in a bad way. Like, oh my god, she looks old. But she looks, like, regal and refined and, like, you know? Like, oh, that has to be heavy to carry in your hair, but I love it. Oh, beautiful. Elegant music filled the air. Ryuki and I walked down the long wooden hallway together. Oh, it's so heavy. The junihito was heavier than I anticipated, but I couldn't stop smiling at the bright colors of the kimono. Ryuki's craftsmanship was truly wonderful. It was different from the wedding dress he'd made for me before, but I could see the effort he'd put into this kimono. I intended to wear my first wedding dress for the reception later with our family and friends. Given that Ryuki had spent time in both Japan and Los York, it made sense for us to have two different wedding outfits. It kind of does, and that's what I said before, just have two weddings, you know? Wow! A distant voice caught my attention. It seemed there were visitors beside the wedding guests since the venue was a tourist location. Look, Mom! She's so beautiful! Oh, she doesn't? Oh, she looks so beautiful. Did I say that? I think I read it as she's so beautiful. Did I say look? Anyway. She does, doesn't she? We're fortunate to witness such a beautiful wedding. Yeah! And this brings back memories. Memories? Yeah, this reminds me of when I was younger, watching a wedding and dreaming of my own. I couldn't be happier than I'm now, walking beside you. Couldn't be happier than I am now, sorry. His eyes slightly squinted as he gave a subtle smile. One he hoped others wouldn't notice. Oh, it's so lovely. I could see in his eyes how thrilled he was to have this traditional wedding he'd always dreamed of. Spacey, you're so beautiful. His voice was sincere, making me smile warmly in return. Thank you. It's all because of you, Ryuki. You look dashing yourself, Ryuki. You're very handsome. He really, like, he's lovely like this. Like, you know what I mean? Just like... Really? Yeah. We exchanged smiles and chatted while walking together. I cherished the sensation of the heavy kimono as its hem trailing the floor. Soon we reached the main shrine where the ceremony commenced. Although it was in Japanese, I was sure it was the ceremonial address. Isn't this some sort of message to a Japanese deity about our marriage? Looking at the guests, I noticed my parents in their vibrant outfits. Eros, you look so stunning! Cupid, even after our wedding, you'll always be my daughter! I hope the deity isn't offended. Since Ryuji spoke Japanese, he managed most of the ceremony's details, so I was a bit in the dark about everything. But I didn't think it would be appropriate to ask the priest whether other gods could join the ceremony. I mean, people wouldn't expect deities mingling among them, right? Regardless, Ryuki trusted me, and now we were getting married. Well, you were technically already married before because you registered your marriage and you already changed your name, so I think it was technically already legal, but whatever, details. The ceremony proceeded beautifully with the sun's rays glistening off the sea. Unless in Japan, it's like, doesn't matter if you register your marriage unless you have a ceremony. It's not real. I mean, you know what I mean? But like, you could go register a marriage, go down, okay, yep, do you, okay, do a little legal thing, and then you could just be done with it at a courthouse and not actually have a wedding ceremony and a dress and all that shit. You know what I mean? So. Soon it concluded, and we returned to the inn, officially married. Again, you already changed your name, so you were already married before, I feel like. Like, you wouldn't change your name if you weren't officially married. You usually can't. I don't know Japanese law, but I'm saying in the U.S., I don't think you can you have to get legal documents to change your name. You don't just, like, change your name to your husband's name on all of your documentation without a legal document that says that my name is changed due to marriage or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't just like roll up like, yeah, hey, DMV, change my name. And they're like, cool beans. And they don't just, you know what I mean? Like, so if you took his name already, you would just like in a few, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's how it works in Japan. I don't know, but it's not making sense in my brain, but whatever, it's not the point. Not the point. But I can't help it. Sometimes things that don't make logical sense to me drive me crazy. But again, it's just, I don't know, maybe that's how it works. Oh. We were going to be spending the next few days here, so our honeymoon was just beginning. Ah, Ryuki, our room has its own bath. I guess if it's a little bed and breakfast inn, but most hotels have their own bath. Oh, yeah. I reserved a room with a private hot spring bath since I've heard a lot of people from overseas aren't fond of public ones. That makes more sense. Not a bath, but like an onsen. I feel like maybe they shouldn't have translated that. Because I feel like that was a translation thing. Like she might have said onsen and they were like, bath! And it's like, that's different though. Like a bath and an onsen are different things. You know what I mean? Like two English-speaking people. And I would assume the terminology in Japanese is different too. Isn't ofuro, is that bathroom or bathtub? Anyway. But you know what I mean? Like your typical standard bathtub is different than an onsen type, or a hot springs bath, which would be an onsen. But that, anyway, I just saying it has its own bath. Yes? Okay. Clarify. I'm just being very nitpicky because I've been very analytical and on every minor little detail today, so I can't get over it, even though I took 2 hours off before I started recording. I'm sorry. I can't help it. My brain won't turn off and switch into, like, chillax mode. You mean like the Roman baths? I recall my aunt and dad arguing over how they had their statues built in many of the public baths back in ancient Rome. Well, they're a bit similar to Roman baths. There are large baths like these in Japanese inns too, but bathing there means you're going to have to share water with strangers. Yeah, okay, so it's not really a bath, it's an onsen. It's two different things. And you can't cover up with a towel. I thought you might not prefer that. Was I wrong? No, absolutely. I don't want to be naked around other people. You is fine, but other strangers, no. I don't care how many other women are walking around in that bath naked. I don't want to be naked. Doesn't matter if nobody's judging. I still don't want to be naked around other people. I don't even like being naked around myself. Okay? Like, I'm aware I have to take a shower and I have to be naked, and that's fine and dandy, but there's, like, it's weird if I'm in my own house, it's one thing. Am I weird? Yes, the answer is yes. But, like, if I'm in someone else's house, it's always extremely awkward. Like, I will lock doors and everything, obviously, but, like, I remember being at my friend's house, staying at her house one time, and I was in the shower, whatever, and her boyfriend, who I'd never met at the time, it's her husband now, jokingly banged on the door and was like, maintenance, or whatever, and, like, joking, and I was like, no, that's not funny. I am wet and naked. Sleeping and naked. In the shower, basically. Okay? Do not fuck with me times. Do not fuck with me when I'm sleeping. Do not fuck with me when I'm naked in the shower. No. Two things that I will like, no, do not. Do not fucking do. No. No, no, no. Okay? Like, there's obviously a line to people messing with you and joking around where you're like, nah, no, I don't like that, you know? But you're like, oh, hey, I have to set my boundaries. My boundaries are like, fuck, do not fuck with me when I am sleeping or naked in the shower. Like, no. No. It's why when I'm at anyone else's house, I cannot fucking sleep. I have the hardest time sleeping because I'm awake and I'm tense because people can mess with me when I'm sleeping or like stare at me when I sleep. I don't like it. Okay? Sleeping and being naked are my like anxiety times. Like when I'm by myself in my house, I don't have no fucks given. You know what I mean? Or like if I'm in my own house, in my own bed, then it doesn't bother me or my own bed doesn't. But like somebody else, nope. Guards up, can't do it. I'm a very strange person, okay? So, like, no, I don't want to be naked in a bathroom with other people. The person I'm married to or, like, dating or whatever, like, sure, that's different, whatever. But, like, in the very beginning, no, I would be like, no, we're naked right now next to... Yeah, no, I would also be an idiot. So, at this point, though, it's like, you've already had sex with them a couple times, it's fine. But strangers, no. Huh? So we wouldn't be able to bathe together. Huh? Oh, no. Look, now he's blushing, and it's like, okay, yeah, I would much rather prefer this. In that case, I prefer a private bath. Hell yeah. If you want to get into a nice steamy onsen, you want to be there with your husband. That'd be nice. Romantic. My first hot spring bath. I was sure there were lots of rules, just like when I first used a bath in the human realm. I turned to ask Ryuki how it works, but he just blushed and sighed. You understand what it means for us to bathe together, right? We've had sex, sir. At least a few times. Huh? You always act like you're older than me, but then you act childish at the oddest times. Really? His words reminded me that I hadn't told him I'd only been in the human realm for about 7 years. Well, no need to mention it now. For some reason, I didn't want him to know. Still, I felt an unfamiliar emotion. Maybe it was because I wanted to impress him more than usual. Just as that thought went through my mind... Wow, the water's kind of slippery. Have you never been in a bathtub before? After dinner, I took my first dip in the hot spring bath, which distracted me from that puzzling feeling. I like that you could see steam. Is that... I assumed it was... Yeah, okay, it's behind that, like, not quite screen, because I was like, is that a mirror? But it's, like, coming up here, but it's, like, over there to the left. Check this out, Ryuki! The water's so slick! Oh, right. I picked this place because I read how the spring is good for the skin. He's not wearing panties. Or he's wearing, like, really low-rise ones. He's naked. This game's getting sassy with us. I'm just saying. You can't see, like, anything on the hips, like your underpants or nothing. I'm pretty sure earlier after we did the deed, we could see you're not wearing anything right now. Huh! Avert your eyes and clutch your pearls. You're welcome. Anyway. Some hot springs even help with injuries and pain. Really? I'd love to try different ones. It's just hot water. What? Is it because of different types of minerals in them, maybe, that they think that? But, like, I mean... How about visiting, Kusano? I love the springs there. That sounds great! We should go! Sure. I'll find us a nice place to stay. Thanks! Can't wait to travel with you, Ryuki. Come on. You realize we're already on our honeymoon, right? It's because we're on our honeymoon that I'm so happy. This place reminded me of our trip to Asakushi. It was so much fun being with him. I told you I was Cupid, right? That's why it's so fun to experience lots of new things. You've shown and taught me so many new things, and I want to continue experiencing them with you, Ryuki. Oh, I like how they actually changed our name on the thing. I didn't even notice. I was thinking of that when she said, like, it was officially a Keisain and not a mirror, and I just totally spaced it until now. Hi. Spacey. Welcome. Are you doing this on purpose? See? Where do we take the F? F. Keisain is not his last name. That's his middle name. The F. But why did we take... That looks like a coding thing. I'm wondering if they had that as his last name instead of... I mean, that could make sense, because if they didn't give him space for a middle initial, they just had first name, last name, 2 text boxes, then if they did Ryuki F for first name, then anytime they had to input Ryuki anywhere... They really only do that with the MC's name, though, but I guess. But anytime, then they would have had a Ryuki F every time. You know what I mean? And that would have been awkward and strange. So they probably had it as his last name, and then that just means when they change our last name, it changes everything? It's the only thing I could think of, but it still doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but... Huh. Hearing his response, I looked up and was surprised by how close his face was to mine. His eyes shone with emotion. Then he narrowed his gaze seductively, bewitching me. Oh, hi. I was trying to hold out while we were in the spring, but I can't do it anymore. You're too adorable. Oh, hi. You can get a little frisky. It's fine. His voice dropped to a low rumble before his lips fell upon mine. Are we going to get a sexy hot spring CG? Because I'd be into that. The kiss felt different. Maybe it was because my lips were wet, or maybe it was because of the heat. I hesitated, knowing this kiss was just the start, but his hands wrapped around my back decisively. He tugged me closer, eliminating any space between us. I'm just saying. Good time for a sweet and spicy CG, right? Spacey, I love you. The warmth of the spring, or maybe the kiss, made my head spin. Embarrassed, I couldn't meet his eyes. Girl! Stop getting embarrassed now. Every touch on my wet skin felt intense, like I was in a dream. He gently stroked my hair, and I looked away, flustered. I wasn't naive. I knew what was coming after the bath. I mean, I hope so. Because it's not like you haven't done it before. They sometimes word things like, oh, hi, there you go. Well, that's not exactly the CG I was imagining. I was thinking like accusing, oh, like we're all in an embrace and a kiss or whatever. You know what I mean? Like both of us. But I'm not opposed to just a sweet and spicy Ryuki CG. Like, good God. And the fact that they were like, let's take the green out of his hair. You know what I mean? Like, you just, yes. Okay. He totally looks like a different character. You know, it's funny though. There's something about like this one that it's like, you look older. You look like you aged like 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he doesn't have like the baby face. He's only 20, but you know what I mean? Like, actually, technically he's 21 now. Because we just passed his birthday again, didn't we? But you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, he does have a more innocent face. But it's not a baby face. But there's something serious about the CG and you're like, it's been a few years now. You know what I mean? Where it's like, they've given you a little bit more of a maturity to your face than the one you had before, which was kind of adorable. You know? Like something different? Maybe it's just because it's just an effect of not having the green highlights. I don't know. But like, damn, it's a nice CG though. Hi. Okay, guys. Spacey. We stepped out of the bath and Ryuki laid me on a Japanese futon. He climbed over me, still in his Japanese robe. I'm surprised he's even wearing a robe if we just got out of the bath. Why bother putting on a robe to just take it off? Well, you know what, actually, watching you take it off could be fun. My face burned, and it wasn't due to the spring. Again, why are you getting him? I mean, okay, if it's like, oh, blushing because I'm giggling because this is spicy, I guess, sure. I'll go with that. But embarrassment overtook me. Ugh. And I covered my face. Why? Like, ugh. Let me see you. I want to see you in that robe. But it's so embarrassing. It's not like you haven't... This does not make it better. It makes it obnoxious. I hate when they do this shit. And we were just in the bath together. There's nothing to be shy about. Yeah, exactly. Get over it. I knew what he meant, but this was different. It's not different. Am I wearing this correctly? I can understand that, like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Am I wearing it right? Like, whatever. But, like, this is not what she's all embarrassed about. It's, oh, he's looking at me and we're going to get frisky. And it's like, you've already had sex with him a couple times. Like, this is not like your first time where I can understand you being embarrassed. Stop it. We've already had this conversation. Stop doing this. Like, it's not cute. I don't know why they think it's cute. It's fucking aggravating. I copied Ryuki's robe and hoped it looked okay. Asking was just a way to buy some time. Yeah, see? That's not why she's embarrassed, and it's so fucking irritating. You are ruining the fucking ending for me by making her act like a 13-year-old girl who's about to get her first fucking kiss. Okay? Like, stop it. Ugh. I know it's me. I know it's me, but I just can't fucking enjoy it when they act like this. It's so annoying. Hearing my flustered question, he grinned playfully. You're wearing it wrong. Let me fix it for you. Huh? Wait! I won't wait. He deftly untied the sash I had clumsily fastened. Though this wasn't our first time, my heart pounded against my chest. That's fine. You know, you're getting excited, but it's the embarrassment is so stupid. No, wait. This is my first night with him as his wife. That only makes it slightly different. That should make it like not embarrassing or awkward, but like, oh, it's kind of exciting and different. Okay. And like, but not embarrassing. This was why I was so nervous. Every touch and whisper sent my heart racing uncontrollably. I mean, okay, I get being a little nervous, but like, that's not what they're doing. And they make it so obnoxious that when they get to this point, you're like, no, I'm already annoyed. Ryuki? Yes. Be gentle, please. What? Again, what? Okay. I tried to express my nerves, and he halted suddenly. Ryuki? I've been trying to restrain myself, not wanting you to hate me for being too aggressive. But when you say something so cute, I can't hold back. His gaze traveled over me like a hawk, hungrily studying its catch. Then he swooped down without warning, kissing me passionately. The intensity of his advance took me by surprise. It didn't take long to realize just how much he'd been holding himself back. But knowing that now didn't change anything. He was holding back so I wouldn't hate him? Never seemed like he was holding back before. Now it was clear I was no match for Ryuki. Despite being young enough to worry over a single pimple, he interacted with me with the confidence of a mature adult. I love you. I love you so much. I love you too. Now you're truly mine, and mine alone. We belong to each other now, united in marriage. We were going to grow into adulthood together, taking it one step at a time at our own pace. We're really married. Feeling the weight of our commitment, I let him draw me closer. There was no need to be anxious. See, okay. I understand. Ooh, I'm nervous because it's our first time as his wife, and I expect it to be different or whatever. Okay, fine. But the rest of it, like, just... It was unnecessary. As long as he was by my side, everything would be okay. Our honeymoon's first night was one of pure joy. It was only the beginning of countless nights together. Oh, I bet. I wrapped my arms tighter around him, reveling in the bliss of our union. I savored the happiness of finally being married to him as he wrapped me in his gentle warmth. Sweet and spicy and this word step. Okay. But like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, if she's gonna be like this in every single fucking like, in Marinese, it was like, oh, it's a little awkward because it's the day after the first time. I get that. That was totally fine. This, I don't know why you had to keep, like, harping on it. Ooh. You know what I mean? Bonus episode unlocked. Comments added to map. I think the bonus episode is one of those that's in the... Hold on. Wait. Oh my god. Here's me being stupid. I'm totally on the wrong fucking guide. Oops. Well... That's why I was like, happy end. I'm like, why does it say happy end? And it's a sweet... The color should have flagged me off that it wasn't green. And okay. And then I scrolled up and I'm like, wait, what? Oh my god. Well, I just ruined my other game for myself, sort of. Well, there were no more choices left, apparently. So, ruined that for me. Whatever. Okay. But the bonus episodes... are the I want to see. Oh, the bonus episodes are the short stories. But I want to see something. Are those? Oh, those are oh my God, that's so cute. They look like little like sparkly eyeshadows or lipsticks, but not sure. Okay. Oh, he's got 3 bonus episodes. Huh. All of them unlock after finishing the sweet and spicy end. Well, you know what? Maybe we will. But wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Is that just it? I thought there was like other story things afterward. A unique bonus episodes. Oh. In the after drama. Okay. I don't know why. I guess I was thinking that it was going to be similar to the Radiant Tail fan disc where there's a little map and there's just a bunch of different stories. So it's only each character. Right. And unfortunately, we can't see but like Gil, Shelby, Raul, Ryuki, Alan, and then I'm guessing yellow is Jupiter. Okay. Well, you know what? We might as well do these. Oh my God. It's okay, Barty. Yes, we'll start. Okay. I'm so sorry, buddy. I moved my hand and I scared the shit out of him. He's sitting on my other knee, but he got scared. Because it's only 30 minutes in, so we'll see how long. And if we don't finish them, we'll finish them when we do the other endings. So we'll do that depending on, if for some reason, like the next route we do is super, super long and it gets us to it out, then we'll do the bonus routes at the end of you know what I mean? I was going to save them and do them all at the end, but I thought it was going to be different where it was just a bunch of random little things. But anyway, snoring. On our way back from Japan, so this sounds like it's maybe like a little cut scene. Oh. Anyway, on our way back from Japan, I read that I should have been Ryuki. She fell asleep mid-conversation. The long flight must have really tired her out. And seeing her so peaceful, I couldn't help but smile. She looked so vulnerable. I wanted to remove her makeup, put an eye mask on her, and tuck her in. She began dozing off while we talked, and before I realized it, she was fast asleep. The flight from Japan to Los York took 10 hours. I'd prepared many things so we could rest during the flight, but things never went as planned. Still, I'm glad we discussed the wedding and other topics. After boarding, we went over the wedding plans and the necessary legal documents, so this is... okay. We ate the food they served on the plane. When I left my seat for a bit and returned, she was already asleep. She was probably exhausted after spending the day sightseeing. Excuse me, can I get 2 blankets? The air conditioning was strong, so I requested blankets from the flight attendant to make sure she stayed warm. She was sound asleep, a smile gracing her face. She's so cute. She was mesmerizing. Then a thought struck me. The air's dry. I should moisturize her skin. I took out a small bottle of toner and began applying it to her face. Could you imagine waking up to your boyfriend doing this shit to you? Like, I know he's doing it out of care, but it's still weird. But he's weird, so whatever. The bottle was just the right size for my carry-on. Liquids past a certain limit weren't allowed, so I measured it out exactly. Come to think of it, I struggled with the dry air on my first trip to Los York. I learned about restrictions for carry-ons the hard way the first time I traveled. Yeah, because I don't know with other countries if you're flying around not coming into the U.S. if they have weird restrictions like this. And actually, do they then if you're coming in? Like, I mean, I know if you're flying in the U.S., it's like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. You got to take off your shoes. You basically got to come to the airport naked. But if you come to the airport naked, what the fuck is wrong with you? But also don't wear clothes, but please wear clothes. But like the right clothes, but not those clothes. And also like, you need your ID out, but don't have it in your pocket, but also don't give it to anyone and don't put it through the scanner thing, but don't have it in your hand when you go through the body scanner. And it's like, where the fuck do you want me to put this? I'm not magic. Like, I have not flown since 2017. Okay. But apparently the rules change out, and this is why, because every fucking day the rules change. And I thought it was recently someone was like, I got yelled at for taking my laptop out of my bag. And I'm like, you always had to, though. If you had electronics, you had to take them out of their cases and put them in its own little bin. You weren't allowed to leave your laptop in the laptop bag, and now they're yelling at you for doing that? Because they changed the rules so fucking often. Like, this is why you don't fly. It's stressful. And also, I don't think in any other country you have to literally, like, basically strip down naked to basically being in your underwear. You know what I mean? And, like, then have everybody yell at you like you did something wrong because you have a tissue in your pocket. You're like, I mean, it's a fucking tissue! Jesus! Or like, why are you wearing socks? Because I'm not gonna walk barefoot through the airport, which you're gonna make me do if I take off my shoes, but then they're yelling at you because you're like, I don't know. It's stressful and I hate it. Again, I have not done it in like 7 fucking years, and I don't plan to ever do it. I mean, maybe someday, because I want to go to Japan someday. But, like, I keep saying that, and it's like, the reality is I'll probably never leave, like, my house again, so whatever. Anyway, that was before I joined the Lost York Fashion School. A few years ago, before entering fashion school in Lost York, I traveled by airplane alone. Why does Lost York have to be so far from Japan? As the world is huge? The air in the plane's so dry. Everything feels terrible. I did hear that it would be dry from other passengers, so I brought toner and moisturizer in my carry-on. But I was told they were too large, and they took it all away. That left me anxious about my skin. When will we get to Lost York? Lost York was where my father was born and raised. My older sister also attended the Lost York Fashion School. I figured I'd be okay, but traveling internationally alone for the first time... Honestly, I felt uneasy. And this shouldn't be a big deal. My mother and sister travel around the world all the time. My grandmother taught me everything. But they treated me like a child at the boarding gate. Nobody thought of me as an adult. Because you were probably like 16 or 17 at the time. The passenger beside me seemed concerned about me. I pretended that I was okay and stared out the window. People say Japanese people look younger. But I bet I'll seem even younger in Lost York. But my sister said she fit in just fine. I'm sure things will turn out alright. Your sister probably wasn't as antisocial as you, though. Traveling alone gave me more time to have doubts. Most of my luggage was checked in, but I was worried about my dog, Kagura. I heard that dogs had to go in as cargo. I did my best to prepare everything perfectly, but I was still worried. Yeah, that's the thing, like having to put your animal in as cargo, because that's fucking... I don't think animals should be in as cargo. That's traumatic. I better let Kagura out the moment we land. My Saluki Kagura was the only one on this flight with a high beauty score. I just wanted to land already. I checked my watch numerous times, but the arrival time never seemed to come. Lost York was too far. Ugh, whatever. I should just go to sleep. So, when we were moving from Florida to New Hampshire, when I was a kid, we only had my cat left. And I remember, I think I was already there, and my mom was, like, packing up everything, so my mom was taking my cat, and of course that was, like, cat in the carrier going under the plane with the rest of your shit, which just, I can't imagine how traumatic that is for animals. I feel like, do they still make animals do that? Because I feel like most people's like, no, I'm going on the plane with me because that's just cruel to throw a fucking animal under a plane with baggage. It's gonna be loud and terrifying down there. Anyway, my mom had a window seat and she was watching because there was like a layover. So, you know, like they take stuff off and like the animals are the last thing that go on. So they take her out, right? So she's sitting there by the plane and then they unload the luggage that's coming off the plane, put all the new stuff that's coming on for the people that are like, you know, changing flights. My mom is staying on, right? And she's like watching and she's like said they started closing up everything and my cat was just sitting on the fucking runway. Like they forgot to put her back on the fucking plane. They almost left my cat at the fucking airport. And then like my mom's like, oh my God, and there's guys, I'm running, screaming, waving, whatever, pointing because like, and they had to open up the door and put the cat back in because they fucking were going to leave my cat on the fucking runway. And I'm like, what if the plane ran her fucking over? Like you just left a cat on the runway. Oh my God. Like, so my poor fucking cat almost got left, who fucking knows where, on the fucking airport runway. Like, and then I remember we go to pick up my mom, and then you go down to get luggage, and they bring the cat out. They don't put her on the luggage belt. They bring her out a door, and she is just yowling and howling. You can hear her for like miles away in the airport. And I'm like, everybody, and of course, everybody, like, this howling cat attracts people. Oh, like the poor kitty. And I'm like, ah, my cat. Like, oh, my poor frisky baby. She lived to be like 15. Yeah, she was an old girl. She was a mangy little thing. She was the runt of the litter. And my dad, like, when she died, my dad's never, like, was never one that was like, oh my God, let's say, like, a heartwarming story. He was always like me, where it's like, instead of being like, let's talk about the heartwarming things, let's make a joke and lighten up the mood. And, like, that's how you deal with your trauma. You know what I mean? Being funny. And I remember him saying, he's like, I remember when you brought that thing home because I was like 5 when I picked her out. You know what I mean? And I like brought her home. I remember picking her out. Like I saw a cute little calico kitten and it was sleeping. And my mom's like, no, why don't you pick one that's awake? And I just remember my cat sitting there staring at me. And I was like, okay, that one. This little black raggedy looking cat. She definitely was. We have pictures of her as a baby. She just like had the mangiest little, like she kind of had a wolf look to her. She looked like a mangy little wolf cub. For a cat, which is just really weird, right? And like she was just so fucking small. She was obviously the runt of the litter. Because like we had a tiny little step up in our house from like our living room, which was sunken into like the kitchen, and she could barely get up that step. Like, but like of course when we first got her, you know, we put her in the like bathroom or whatever. My dad's like, I remember going in there, I thought it was a rat. I was gonna kill the thing, like joking around because like she was so mangy and small. Oh my God. But he used to try to like, remember, he said multiple times that like sometimes he would like reach down because like she slept in the basement in our house when we moved, but like she was upstairs during the day when we're upstairs, but at night she goes in the basement, right? It was a finished basement, so it's not like she was being tortured, okay? It was just like my parents were, our cats when we lived in Florida were outdoor cats, which is really not a good thing to do. Don't, you know what I mean? But different times and like whatever. But when we moved, there were coyotes and it was like, okay, she stays in the house, but she's got to sleep in the basement because, you know, she was never like house trained to the point. I mean, obviously, like not litter box, but I meant like to don't claw shit. You know what I mean? Because like we had these nice wood beams in the basement and she clawed the fuck out of those things. Like, because, you know, she was always outside in the wild, like as a kitten and like, well, not as a kitten, but like, when we lived in Florida, like, how she never got eaten by alligators, or she would just disappear, and you'd be like, they'd be like, your cat's dead, because she hasn't come back in, like, a week, and then there she'd be again, so, whatever. She probably had, like, 6 homes. But, like, even though, like, my parents were always like, they didn't care about pets, whatever, my dad was that guy who would always just like, he would see her out of the corner of his eye, like walking by his chair, and he'd just reach down and pet her or whatever. And there were several points after she died, he'd like, I swear to God, I'd see that cat walking by and I'd reach down to pet her and she wasn't fucking there. And I'm like, that's cute. And even if my dad pretended, he would always go to poke my bird. He would always go to point at him because he wanted to pet him. And I'm like, you can't just go finger at him. You have to let him come to you. But my dad would always try to pet the bird and the bird would always bite. But he just wanted the bird to sit with him. He really did. He wouldn't say it, but he did. There was one time he was napping on my couch and the bird was snuggling with him. I'm like, look, this is exactly what Dad wants, the bird to snuggle with him. He's just asleep for it. But Neelix has always been like that. Like, you want to pet him or touch him, and it's like, nope. He's like a cat. Just let him come to you. Like, oh, nice. You walk away and ignore him, he'll be all up in your shit. Don't go over and try to pet him. He doesn't like that. But 5 minutes in the house, he will be all over you. It's just the way he is. Right? I know. Anyway, sorry. That was just long ramble about pet times, but I can't help it. Like, it just reminded me of my cat being lost in the fucking airport. Oh, poor Frisky. Anyway, he should just go to sleep. Yet I was so worried about my skin drying out that I couldn't sleep. It couldn't be helped that my mist wasn't with me. A good sleep and moisturizing were part of the Casein family's 10 articles, and knowing I wouldn't be able to follow them, I sighed. But the troubles continued even after landing. My sister, who was supposed to pick me up, was nowhere in sight. She didn't respond no matter how much I tried to contact her, so I gave up. I used an app to find a pet-friendly taxi and managed to get to the main street of Lost York. Upon getting off the taxi, I was overwhelmed by the cityscape of Lost York. Look at Lil! Like, and we get to see Kagura! I'm sorry, like, see, okay, even that, like, he doesn't have the green in his hair. I love this fucking outfit, though. This is so much better. This outfit is amazing. This is better than his current the one that he always wears, okay? You should have kept him in this. But you see what I'm saying? Like, in the other CG, like, even this, he's got he still has slightly babier face than that. It's a slight difference, but it is slightly different because he's like 17 here, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Look! Holding Kagura's leash, I took in the sights. What's that? You know what? I kept my phone out, but I was like, we're at the end of Ryuki's route. We're not going to need to fucking look up another hashtag, and here we are. Anyway, I see a hashtag 52C21B. Hey there. And that's, okay, hold on. And that's an EA5550. So we have to look up, okay, what's a 5? 2. Oh, shit. Oh, crap. Crap. My thing went in my, okay. I have to type in 52. Well, we've already had a C2BA because, ooh, C, because my phone knows and it's like C20. Oh, wait a minute. Is that supposed to be a 21? BA? Because we've looked up a 52C2. Oh, yeah, that's a neon green. That is basically Ryuki if you went from being this, like, pastel kind of lime to, like, neon motherfucking lime. This is neon lime. No matter what it said, I don't know what the name of the color is, but it is neon fucking lime. Okay, and what's an EA? This is, okay, EA 5550. And that's a corally, that's like a, more of an orangey coral color. A little leans more on the orange pink side. What is that color considered? Flamingo. I call it, well, maybe. It's kind of like a dark, slightly more orangey flamingo color. Flamingos look more pink to me than that. That looks like it has more hints of orange. But anyway, it was completely different from Japan. The flood of colors overloaded my mind so much that it was dizzying. But it's harmonious and beautiful. So this is how they use color in Lost York. Oh, he's talking about colors of signs. I thought he was talking about people, but whatever. I grew up in Japan, so I love Japan's color coordination. But thinking of my father, Lost York felt nostalgic. My sister goes to school here, at the state-of-the-art fashion school. My sister was a genius. She had talents that I didn't. And this was the fashion school she chose, so I was sure there would be a lot to learn. Woof, woof! Kagura, you want to run? Woof! Thought so. Being stationary for the entire flight must have been tough. Kagura needed to move. Sitting made me feel tired too, so Kagura and I began running. Woof woof! Kagura ran with so much energy. Running beside her, I felt at ease. I was sure I could do well here. The city energized me. Whether it was in Lost York or Japan, running with Kagura still felt the same. My goal is the same. It will become a first-rate fashion designer. Location didn't matter with the pursuit of beauty. No matter the scenery or color, I would absorb it and make it mine. I promised myself that while running with Kagura. Lost York would be where I'd find love, but that chapter wasn't until later. Aw, hi. I know I picked your pen feather. Ryuki? Spacey woke me up by calling my name. The first thing I saw was her face positioned right next to mine. I must have dozed off. Good morning. We'll be landing soon. Did you sleep well? Yeah. And what about you? I slept like a baby. Did you put the blanket over me? Yes, and some moisturizer on her face. Yeah, the AC felt too strong. Thanks. That's why I slept so soundly. I'm glad. Seeing that dream from my past and seeing Spacey here felt like some sort of miracle. If I had never changed, I would have never met her, let alone gotten engaged. No, I probably would have never fallen in love. Ryuki? She must have thought I was still half asleep. She waved her hand in front of my face, which made me laugh. I grabbed her wrist and pulled her close, ensuring all the other passengers couldn't see us as I stole a kiss.
Hi, what you doing?
She probably didn't expect me to do something this bold. Her eyes widened. As a matter of fact, I never thought there would be a day when I would do this. And that's why I felt so happy and embarrassed at the same time. That I get. 'Cause it's PDA. It's like so much worse than holding hands, you whore. It's because you're so cute. I mumbled that in an attempt to hide my embarrassment, but I averted my gaze anyway. I could see the edge of the Lost York cityscape outside the window. Speaking of which, she said the plane was about to land. Oh, I wonder if we can see your home from here, Ryuki. She faced the window intently. She must have been embarrassed, too. We're both looking for my house now. Not her house or Cupid Core, but my home. That act made my love for her well up again. I'm so glad I took the jump back then and came to Lost York. I thought back on that day I boarded a plane alone for the first time. I overcame a lot after arriving in Lost York. So many tough things happened after that, too. It started with my sister not being at the airport. I had a bad feeling that more terrible things were to come. Upon reaching the address I was given, something seemed amiss. Instead of my sister, a total stranger greeted me. Utterly lost, I reached out to my father for the correct address and then took a taxi. But upon arriving at my sister's place, I discovered she dropped out of fashion school. She quit before I even joined. Although I was surprised at the time, I looked fondly at that memory after a while. I managed to enter the fashion school, start up Ryuki, then started living alone. That all led me to a happy life I never wanted to give up. I was with the woman I loved, and I understood what true joy was, I can't wait for the wedding ceremony. Yeah, me too. Our fingers intertwined as we marveled at Lost York below. I was looking forward to the wedding ceremony more than anyone.
You got so many pin feathers. I keep hitting them. I'm very sorry.
Okay, we're definitely not doing the other ones, but that's because we had a long aside about, we'll do episodes 2 and 3, when we do the other ones, but we will check out our, gallery now. They do change, by the way. I mean, I forgot to tell you this before, but they do. Because, hi, obviously, now we have Alan over here. But I think it was when I do, when we come back after sometimes. I wonder if they'll do it now. There's Raoul! Oh! The last time Jupiter was in a pile, because we've seen Shelby come out, Jupiter's in a pile eating donuts, and it's fucking ridiculous. I didn't mean to go to Marinice's photos. I meant to go back to see if we could see. Well, there's Marinice. Okay. There's Gil. There's Ryuki. Oh, we've never seen Ryuki sit with candles. That's fucking cute. Oh, look! Their little wedding CG is in the background. Wait a minute. Oh, and I wonder if every single time, if it's... Oh, it is, and I bet that'll change with, and then instead of the city map, it'll have Raoul images. I was trying to get... the Jupiter in a puddle. Little cut screens. Oh, okay, okay. Endings. Oh, wait. Wow, they really just do not want us to see... I think you can, save voices. Yeah, registered voices and stuff. Well, okay, now, okay, but do they really... They do not want us to fucking see... They really don't want us to see Jupiter! They don't want us to see him... Okay, well, technically, it's when he's, They really do. Okay, well, whatever, guys. We'll see him at some point, because, good fucking lord, it's taken forever. One more time. There he is! There he is sitting there with a cupcake looking like a fucking hot mess. We've seen everyone but him. Okay, there you go. All right, that's kind of fun. Oh my god. Whoa, okay, no, go away, phone no. Okay. I do like the fact that, hold on. That they show they show CGs in the background if it's the character that you've already seen and you've gotten things for. But anyway, so we will look at all of our CGs here. Like I said, we'll do the other. Oh, his last CG is bonus episode 1, which we just did, so that's good. I'm sure there's a CG in other endings too, so. There's our first spicy CG.
I'm sorry, Bird. Okay, hold on. I know, but then you do that. You bite me.
Don't touch her, Ray. And she's like, I don't think Ray's into me. He looks more like we could be related. That one's adorable. There weren't different versions. I thought some of them had different versions, but it's so cute. I still think the outfit he came to Los York in is better than this one. Not that this one's bad, but I'm just saying that other one was like freaking amazing. This is like you rolled out of fucking the 1980s. I'm just saying. Ugh, Owen in that one. Look at that suit. I know we're supposed to be looking at Ryuki, but like Owen is distracting back there. Look at that. Look at that outfit. I'm sorry, buddy. This one's beautiful. I love that. Okay, well, do you want me to pet you or not? I was trying. Oh, he's like, no, you touched those pin feathers. You have so many of them. You hold it. You hold it. All right, fine. I know we were going to go get you potties in just a minute, but like, hold on. We can switch through the CGs from the distance. We don't have to try to read anything. That one is like fucking ridiculous. Avert your eyes. That might be our NCG because that is sexy as shit. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Beautiful. Goddamn. Like, and this one's adorable. I love this outfit, man. This one's good, but like that outfit is fucking killer. Like, shit, I'd wear that. It's amazing. But see what I'm saying? Like, that face looks so much more like younger than this one. You know what I mean? Like, he still almost has a baby face there, but like, normal Ryuki. Okay, wait. Smiley, normal Ryuki. Sexy time. It could be the way they did his hair or whatever. I don't know, but there was... Jesus is all I'm saying, okay? But anyway, so, yeah. Good times. You know, it wasn't bad. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Granted, we've only done 2, but I did enjoy Marini's a little bit more, I have to say. But, I don't know. I did find myself, like, thinking of that as I go through, like, well, I mean, it's probably better that this was the first one, because, like, maybe there's less plot. Maybe it's just not as captivating. I don't remember my feelings for Ryuki in the very first game. Again, I don't think I disliked him, but I don't know if he was one of my favorites. But this one, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, oh my god, so fucking amazing. You know what I mean? I think there was more things that annoyed me, especially with her constantly getting embarrassed about stuff, but also for a while it was like, we're really just miscommunicating the same 2 things back and forth for like 5 chapters before all of a sudden shit started happening and it was like, okay, no, this is kind of funny and he's all freaking out and you think he's going to break up with you because he found out you're Cupid, but no, he just doesn't want to talk to you because he has a pimple. He totally didn't even hear that, and that's kind of funny. But I feel like it took too long to get there. You know what I mean? But anyway, it was still enjoyable. It's not that I hated it, but I'm hoping the other ones are better overall. This CG is nice though. I'm not going to lie. But we still have to do the sweet end and the spicy end, which I'm assuming are just going to be, you know, shorter. And then we'll do the other 2 bonus episodes. And like I said, if for some reason the next part with the sweet end and the spicy end, I don't want to say the sweet and spicy ends because this was the sweet and spicy end. And then there's the sweet end. and the spicy end, and it just gets confusing. But those other two ends, and if for some reason it gets too long and we can't finish, then we'll do another episode just for the bonus things. We'll just do whatever, you know what I mean? But we'll at least head for the other ends and wrapping all of his stuff up next time. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.